Hello, I'm Craig Schuler with Synergis Software, and I'm going to introduce you to how the Adept document management software workflow engine works. Adept's seamlessly integrated workflow capabilities can automate simple or complex business processes, improve productivity, collaboration, and performance, provide notifications and alerts to keep projects on track, and reduce exposure to risk from audit and regulatory issues. Let's start with some of the basics. Using the Adept web client, files are stored in Adept libraries, and a library can be set to either checked or unchecked. Unchecked libraries are a library that has the simplest workflow Adept can do: check out and check in. In a checked library, the document will now follow a predefined workflow and approval steps. So, you have the flexibility to have any combination of checked and unchecked libraries. When a user checks out a file, Adept places a copy of the file in the user's work area. The original version is locked safely on the server while the work in progress copy is worked on. No one else can edit the original file while it's checked out. This prevents duplicates and overwrites. When I have completed my changes and am ready for others to see them, I simply check the file back in. If the document resides in an unchecked library, the status changes from out to in, and the new version is available for all to see. Now let's look at a checked library. When I checked in the file I've made changes to, the predefined workflow is triggered. An email notification can go out to the people who've been designated to review and approve this step of a workflow. The email contains a link so the approvers can easily access the file to review and approve, or reject. This way, we're not routing uncontrolled revisions through email and clogging up your email system. And now you'll see the status changes to Review. Down in the Document Dashboard on the Workflow tab, we can see exactly what step the document is currently on and the group of users it's assigned to, and what time they were notified. As the file moves through the steps, you'll be able to see when it is approved or rejected to the next step. As a reviewer, I can see both versions of the document: the one that is currently in review and the last approved version of the file. Adept's built-in viewer supports viewing hundreds of file formats, redlining, printing. Here I can see two versions next to each other. Now I'm satisfied with these changes, so I'm going to approve this document. I may be asked to add a comment before the document moves to the next step. Now down below, I can see that Martin has approved this document on this date and time. And here is his comment, and now we are waiting for the project manager to review. Using the Adept desktop, a workflow administrator has the ability to create many different workflows and edit them as needed. The workflow we were just going through is the design review workflow, and it has 3 steps. You can add, delete, and reorder steps. Alerts can notify someone if the entire workflow is taking too long. If I open up a step of the workflow, I can see who's responsible to approve this step. In this case, anybody that's part of the CAD Managers group. There is a whole host of options here. For example, I can decide that this step requires multiple approvers to move to the next step. In addition to alerts for the entire workflow, I can set up alerts for any step of the workflow to notify someone if the step is taking too long. You have the flexibility to give some users the option to reroute a document to a different workflow. You may give specific workflow participants the option to expedite or skip steps. For example, if a typo is found in a document, there may not be a need to have the file go back through the entire process again. Adept can be configured very simply to meet the most basic document management and workflow needs, with the ability for you to use more functionality when it makes sense to your organization. Adept is very flexible and scalable. That's a quick overview of the Adept workflow capabilities. If you'd like to learn more, please schedule a personalized demonstration.